to know the real me. As much as I can sit here and talk about who I want to become and try and show people that that's the person that I'm becoming, the nearest person to me can tell you the truth, especially at her age. She tells me I'm fat all the time.
Well, I could have told you that as well, but I was just trying to be nice.
Yeah, but all my friends say, you look well, you look good.
They're lying, bro.
I tell them, I tell them, stop fucking lying.
Welcome back to Fitpod with Nasser. Today, we have a special guest returning to the podcast for a second time, Damian. We've just changed the guy's name.
Slow down, bro.
It's been 7 minutes in so far.
7 minutes in, not a thing's been said, but Damian. I don't want to feel too much like a lion, because lions are allowed like 3 or 4 wives. So
I'm a Muslim.
Oh yeah, you're also allowed 3 or 4 wives. Maybe I need to convert. I want to stay relevant. I want to stay healthy for my kids. So what better way to try and go for a gym? So me and my business partner, shout out to Trevor Benjamin, ex-football pro. We've been sitting down, going back and forth, trying to get a gym together. And I think we're going to go in the foundry route of buying a franchise and setting up in the Yorkshire area, so I can kind of take over there and get my feet under the table.
Welcome back to Fitpod with Nasser. Today we have a special guest returning to the podcast for a second time, Damian J. Jarrett, also known as Cherry Boy. In his previous appearance, Damian shared a heartfelt and inspiring story about the decisions that shaped his life and profound impact that had on his family. His honesty and resilience left a lasting impression on all of us. This time, we're diving even deeper in his journey, exploring how those challenges have shaped his present and future, his fitness philosophy, and the lessons he's learned along the way. It's an honor to have him back to continue his powerful conversation. Let's welcome Damian to the show. Damian.
What's happening?
How are you?
I'm all right, mate. How
did
are
you
you?
like that?
I did. I always start crying already. I thought we was going to get to the crying part, later on down the line, but you touched me a little bit there, Naz.
That's all right, man. That's all right. We got there. We finally got there.
We got there.
15 minutes.
We had some technical issues, but we got there in the end.
We did, but we got there. How you been?
I'm not too bad, How are you?
I'm all right, not too bad. Same old, got same work, gym, kind of
I hear you.
Getting that thing, what do you call it? Getting life, man.
Yeah,
getting
of course.
by, man. Getting life.
But it's 2025 now. It's time to get life organised.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
You tell me.
New motivations, new goals, new examples.
Okay, since it's the new year, and this is the first episode of the new year.
Yes.
And, we have filmed the season 4 before the New Year's, but this is after the first episode, on this side of the fence.
Yeah.
So tell me, what are your resolutions this year? What's happening?
New Year's resolutions. So, I've got a few New Year's resolutions. I think I've got 4 or 5. And they're just targets that I set myself this year, because obviously everyone should have targets for each year. So my first New Year's resolution was to do an ice bath at 5 a.m. every morning before I wake up.
5 a.m.?
Yeah. So I was told, when I watch a lot of podcasts and I see a lot of memes on social media, that all the winners, they'll be waking up at 5 o'clock in the morning while everyone else is
Last time you came here, you had full set of jeans on. Now you got holes in them.
This is a style, and because I'm living far away now, I don't have all my wardrobe with me, so I've just come to live in whatever. So yeah, 5 a.m. that's what I've been told.
Okay.
People get up at 5 a.m. They're the winners, while everyone else is sleeping. They're starting the day. They're being productive. They're being proactive. So I was like, okay, how can I challenge myself moving forward in 2025? And what better way to get in a freezing cold ice bath first thing in the morning while everyone else is sleeping, to set yourself up for the rest of the day. So 30 days, ice plunge every single day at 5 o'clock in the morning. And getting up at 5 is also my second goal. So every day I'm trying to get up around 5, 6 o'clock before everyone else gets up and crack on and plan my day. So they are my first two. My third one was Carnivore Diet.
Oh shit, I did that.
Yeah. How did you think? How did you find it?
I loved it.
It's amazing.
Bad. I just like. I'm a meat eater.
Yeah.
Hardcore meat eater. You
Yeah.
know, and I loved it, man.
Yeah. I did a lot of research into it, and everyone that seemed to follow that is doing it seems to be better in their lives, whether it comes to injury or physique or whatever else. So I was like, you know what? That's a bit of me. That's something I can stabilize myself on because I love meat, I love cheese, I love dairy. Yeah. So I'm gonna try it for 30 days. So that was my third one.
Are you still on it?
So yeah, I started on the 5th of January, which was the Monday, the first Monday of the year.
Yeah.
I've been doing it now 7 days in.
Wicked.
It's fucking tough. It was easy to start with.
Yeah.
And then the last 2 days, I started getting the sugary
Really?
cravings, the shakes.
You get over that though.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Today, I don't feel so bad. But yesterday and the day before, crazy. Like my insides were turning. Like I had toilet issues because I was it was just runny. All the crap that I've been eating over Christmas is finally coming out, which is great for me because like I'd said to myself in 2025 I'm gonna get in the best shape of my life, so I'm gonna eat as much crap as I want over Christmas to say I don't miss this, I don't miss that, I don't need crisps, I don't need chocolate. So now 2025 carnivore diet, 30 days at least. And I got the shakes the last couple of days, but today I feel much better. My energy's high, so I can feel myself getting past that craving stage now. And my last one is one that I really struggle with, or I had struggled with over the years because I felt like I needed it for validation, is celibacy. I'm doing 30 days, no sex, no masturbation, no anything that's, in that
unholy stuff.
Unholy stuff, yeah.
Yeah, man.
Like, I want to see how strong of a person
the willpower
I really am, because never before could I did it before one time last year when I was going through the situation with my my ex-partner. I think I lasted like 9 days.
How long has it been now? 5?
No, it's been 7. It's been 7, but now I'm in a better space.
The cravings.
Now I'm not even getting I'm not even getting the cravings yet, which is how I know, like I'm taking it serious.
It's what the 5 what's the word I want to use? The 5 points that you've just mentioned.
Yeah, well I mentioned 4, but yeah, the 5 points.
Yeah, there's another one.
There's another one.
Yeah, which one's that one?
The final one, which is obviously the first one on the list, but his final one is just becoming a better dad every single day.
Okay.
Which is my main goal in life now. Yeah. But I had to add that in there because I wanted to make sure that, that was a goal of mine. Because even though I want to become that anyway, I wanted to make sure that it was the top of my list.
That's 100%.
Yeah.
I think that should be the first.
Yeah,
and
that's,
then
that's the first one, and everything follows.
See, those 5 points that you've mentioned, they're all about mindset.
Yeah, of course.
How strong your mind is. Nothing else.
Nothing.
And talking about mindset, where are you right now? Because the previous conversation that we had, the first podcast, if people haven't watched that or heard that,
go check it out. It's a good
definitely. And you were in a very, how can I put this? You were in a very, like a strange place.
Yeah, I was in a lost place. I was lost.
You were coming out from this place that there's a lot had been going on.
Yeah, I was in a lost place where I'd never found myself before.
Yeah.
I was very vulnerable.
But you saw the light at the end of the tunnel.
I was looking at it, but I was nowhere near it. So I was doing things previously to become a better person for somebody else, to try and mend a situation that I created. Now I'm in a completely different light. I've mended that scenario as best as I think I can. Mm-hmm. Now my focus is on what can I do for myself moving forward, and how can I be better for my children. Now the only way I can see that for myself is through setting myself goals like this, which is all down to willpower. It's all down to how can you better yourself as a person by having a better mindset. That's where I'm at right now with this kind of stuff.
So how did the previous conversation help you in terms of setting goals?
So the previous conversation that we had, I was really out here kind of like letting all my emotions go. You know, I'd been this party boy for so long. Like, I was trying to become a new, better person. And the person I was trying to become better was because I wanted to try and fix my family and get my partner back, and be in the household with my kids. Yeah. So I was doing everything I possibly could for her because of all the wrong things that I was doing. So I was like, yes, I'm becoming a better person. You know, I want to fix things and I want to try and make her understand that I can become a better person. But obviously, as the years have gone by, it's been about a year since we've had the last conversation. Yeah. As the years gone by, I've done as much as I can in that role, and it never worked. So I've had to realise, okay, 2025, I need to forget about that situation. There's nothing you can do about it. It doesn't matter what you do, whether you become the best person ever, it's just not for you. So you need to now redirect your focus and come and concentrate on what you need to do in life to be better for what's the most important, which is my kids.
But do you sometimes, or does it come across like, do you miss that, having a family where you've done, okay, you messed up or whatever, but you've tried mending the situation?
100%. Like, coming from a broken home myself, there's no better feeling than having a happy home with everyone under one roof. Like, that's what I was pushing for so long for.
If you had the chance today, would you go back to that? Or if...
It's not that I was going back to that. I already tried to do that. I tried to become that better person for that household, to have that family like unit, because that's what I think is right. But I'm at the stage now where if we can co-parent at a good standard, my kids will be happy regardless of whether I'm in that household or not. And that's how I need to look at it now, because there's no road down there anymore. That road is closed. You know, once you've done as much as you can and you're not getting the same response back, you have to take a different journey. So now I understand that to make my situation better, I need to focus on myself and making my kids happy. And if I can't do it whilst I'm in the house with their mum, then I can do it by myself on my own journey, on my own road. And that is why I'm taking this road now.
Do you think from her perspective that you've done enough?
I can't give you them answers. That's impossible for me to know. Obviously, I don't know how she's dealing with the trauma, how she's dealing with the pain. Like, it's a conversation that I can't come across anymore, because I'm not focused on, you know, her feelings anymore, or whether how she's, you know, acting in this space. I know as a person from my side that I've done the best I can. And if that's not enough for the situation to fix the household, then I'm taking my own journey. And I'm in a great space now to do that. And before, when we was having the conversation, I didn't think it was possible for me to be able to function or move forward without trying to mend it. And I was trying to mend it so bad. Like,
give us an example of what one of the mends that you tried doing that you think that, you know what, I want to do this and hopefully things will get better.
Well, when she decided to, when we obviously had a breakup, she left and she wanted to go and be by her family because she wanted some more support. My family wasn't really as supportive. She's got sisters up there, etc., etc. So she wanted to be in Leeds where her family were. And obviously from Birmingham to Leeds, it's like 2.5 hours, 3 hours in traffic. Yeah, it's not a close, you know, it's not a close situation. Now, most dads would have been like, yeah, go, like, I'll see the kids whenever. Do you know what I mean? But like, I love my kids to death. Like, they're my best friends. Like, there's no better feeling than having your kids or having them around. So I couldn't fathom being that far away from them and being able to be a present parent or, you know, a person that could be an impact in their life. So I was like, right, if she's going to Leeds and I've got no say, and I've got no way of like stopping it from happening. I couldn't stop it from happening, but I knew if I stopped it from happening, it would have created more pressure and tension on the relationship. So she moved to Leeds, and I thought, I'm going. I packed up, sold all the businesses, sold, you know, everything. I rented out all the properties where I was, and I just moved to Leeds. I'm round the corner, so my kids know as they get older, yo, daddy was there, daddy was present, daddy was round. If we ever needed him, he was there. And that's caused a lot of pressure and tension on my life right now. I've been there 7 months, got no friends, no family. But the main thing is,
your kids.
My kids are happy. Yeah. My daughter said to me the other day, like, Daddy, I'm so happy that you're around, you're here.
That's amazing.
Yeah, because I see them all the time. I actually see them now more than what I did when they were here, because I had so many distractions with building businesses and work and whatever else. Now I've had to sell it all, try and start again, and I'm having them way more. I've got such a better relationship with them, and it's just like so much better for that reason, but it's very, very tough.
One question that's just come up. Do you reckon that moving, selling everything up, being by your family, at the end of the day, it's still your family, right?
Yeah.
You know, your kids, your ex, or I don't know, just separate.
Yeah,
right?
we're separated, but you know, she's still my family. At the end of the day, she's my kids.
Do you reckon this move might help you kind of put all the pieces together later on?
No. That
because you might think
that relationship is over. Let's just make it clear.
Okay.
Like, in the path that I'm on now and the journey that she's probably on, she's been saying to me for a long time, like, you know, we're never going to cross these paths again. Like, I'm out. Like, it's never going to be a thing. But I couldn't register that because I was still pushing for the family. I've done wrong. I can fix it. She was like, no, I don't want it. I'm out. Like, it's nothing that I want anymore. So I've had to, you know, slow.
How many times did you mess up, bro?
Oh, mate, fucking hell. I couldn't even give you the answer. It was actually disgusting. Like, it was like to a point where I can understand why she is the way she is. Do you know what I mean?
I'm just trying to think that why would somebody say, look, it's done, it's over.
You got to look at it like this.
Once, twice, 3 times, whatever, but it must have been
to me,
a lot more.
You've got to look at it like this. In the industry that I was in, I'm not saying it's an excuse, but it was chaos.
Yeah.
Drinking every night, partying every night, trying to have a relationship and raise kids. It's just chaos. Now, I've held my hands up to that. I know it was chaos. At the end of the day, I could have took the high road, but most of the times I was intoxicated and I wasn't in the right space of mind. So I had to remove myself from the scenario, get a new job, work in the restaurant and build a new career. But by that time, it was too late. She checked out. So now we're in a different space. I'm a different person because I don't drink anymore. I don't party anymore. So now I'm the best I'm becoming the best version of myself. So now I know, right, okay, I'm doing the right things that she needs. But still, because of all the things that I did, she's still hurt. So the pain's still there. She's still, you know, nothing's ever going to be good enough.
But you reckon you kind of moving up there and changing a lot of things over time, maybe?
The journeys are not just aligning anymore. That's what I'm trying to say. Like, she's on her path. She doesn't want that relationship. I push through it, but I don't want it.
Cherry boy now. It's different cherry boy.
I don't want it no more. As much as I love and I wanted my kids and me to be together under the same roof and build a house, when somebody's pushing against you so much, the only way you can go is in the direction that they're sending you. Do you see what I mean?
Yeah.
So now I'm looking for a person that values me for the things that I do. I'm looking for somebody who wants to treat me and care for me the way I'm now treating these people. Do you know what I mean? I'm on a completely different path. My main focus is my kids. It's not even trying to fix the house anymore. It's just making sure that my kids love me and I cater to them the best way I can as a dad.
Do you reckon before, when you know you were in the party scene and all of that stuff, do you reckon it was the ego that you thought Yeah, it's because you were intoxicated or whatever it was, right? You always thought that she's not gonna leave me.
Yeah, 100%. My ego, don't get me wrong, I've still got an ego now, and I'm still working on it. And everybody's still working on their journey.
Of course.
But I've learned to know that I've got an ego bigger than what I thought I had. So even to this day, you know, we could be having arguments and she could be saying, well, you know, I'm seeing a guy. You know, I've moved on, I'm seeing a guy. My ego, like, it feels a pain in my chest that I can't let go. I'm like, the thoughts that go through my head because of my ego is crazy. She's doing this with him, she's doing that with him, while I've got the kids. Like, my ego it builds from deep inside. And then because I was that person, the party boy, and she would never leave me, it's like, wow, this is a lot. But then over time, I've learned to control it and learned to think, well, at the end of the day, if that's what she wants and that's what's making her happy, then I've got to leave her to it. And it's taken me a while to get there, to allow her to do what she's doing without me having to try and have some kind of control over it or sometimes a say over it, because I don't own her. Do you know what I mean? And it took me a long time to understand that. Yeah. She's not mine. I don't own her. She's her own person. If she wants to make these choices, she can make them by herself. Yeah. So if I need to be happy for what she's doing, then I need to find some happiness in myself for the journey that I'm going on.
Yeah, and which is going to obviously affect your children.
Of course, it's going to affect them in a big way, but at the same time, like, do they want their dad to be miserable and sad, crying and upset over their mom while she's living her life, going on her journey, or do they want him to pick himself up, find someone else that he can fall in love with, and let the other person he falls in love with cater to what they see as they're growing older? Because there's no other way.
Would you want to later on in life take your kids, or would you want the wife to look after your kids?
Oh, she's a great mom. I would never take my kids from her. She's the best mom that I could ever ask for. She's the best woman in that sense that I know. Like, she never stops me from seeing the kids. She never causes me any issues in that sense. And like, if you ever meet my kids, they're the best kids in the world.
You should have bought one of them.
I should have. I should have sat Creed right here. Like, they're not naughty. They're not bad mind. They've got no bad manners. They use them. You know, like, they're very well mannered. They're very well spoken. They're very good at school. Like,
that's brilliant.
They don't throw tantrums when they have to go to bed. Like, all these things.
So what are you feeding them? I need to feed my little one.
Well, I feed them Carnivore Diet. That's where they're at my house. I feed them steak, fish, like all the eggs.
No wonder they're alright.
That's what I feed them. But their mum, she's more about the vegetarian curries or the chickpea curry and stuff like that. But the way they are as people is mainly down to her, because obviously she's the main carer. Wow. Do you know what I mean? But I'm trying to do my part and be as much involved and as a parent as possible, and give them guidance from my experience in life, which is all I care about now, and that's all my focus for 2025.
That's brilliant. That's really, really good, you know. And has there been a moment where letting go of ego helped you grow personally and professionally?
Massively. I think helping me move to Bradford has let go of my ego more than anything, because in Birmingham, I'm surrounded by people who know me. Yeah. So I feel sometimes that I'm supposed to be this type of person for the internet or the other people, because, oh, that's Cherry Boy, you know, DJ Cherry Boy, suck your mum and all this. And my ego sometimes get the better of me. But now I'm in Bradford, Leeds, like, I'm a completely new person because nobody doesn't know me for that. People are just getting to know me for who I am now. Do you know what I mean? I was on a dating app the other day. Not a dating app, sorry. You know, like Are We Dating the Same Guy page on Facebook. Right. Have you ever heard of that? No. So it's a page, yeah.
Don't need to. Okay. I'm happily married.
I didn't need to, but somebody sent it to me, yeah. It's a page where women all go onto this page and they post men that they're dating to see if any other girls are dating him.
What?
Right? And then underneath in the comments, some girls will be saying like, stay away from him. He's a player. He's this, he's that, and he's that. Yeah, and only girls can be on that page. So imagine,
that's wrong, bro.
It's crazy. There's a crazy world.
Wrong,
so imagine I got posted on that page the other day, right? 2 years,
500 comments.
2 years single. Not dating. Not really interested in women in that sense. I'm focusing on my kids. So there's no reason for me to be posted on that page because there's no girl that could post me and say I'm dating him, and the comments were outrageous.
What?
But the comments were outrageous from the person that I was 7-8 years ago. Do you know what I mean?
See, that's the problem with the internet.
He's that guy. He's a player. He cheats on his missus. He pours vodka in girls' faces. Like, he's a predator. All these comments, from 7-8 years ago, because probably I took a girl home after a night out and had sex with her and probably didn't give her the attention that she really wanted.
Yeah.
But now I'm a dad of 3. I don't go out. I hardly drink. I go to the gym very often, and I focus on my kids more than anything else, and I put all my energy into that. How are you now posting me on a page when no one's dating me, but your comments are from like something way back when?
Yeah.
It's outrageous. People don't let things go.
That's the problem in the internet. I mean, that is a big problem with the internet. It's like you can't have a bad past.
No, you can't.
You just can't. Otherwise, now it's going to affect your future.
But then my ego would have been like, fuck all you girls, rare. And I could have been posting on it and proper gone in. Because I've got friends that have been posting on there and they comment on there and they try and give their point of view. But you see me, I got sent it, I read it, I laughed at some of the comments because they were outrageous, and I kept it moving because I'm just not where other people expect me to be. They're not dragging me back into the bullshit. I'm going way past it because I've got a vision, and the vision doesn't include anything that happened when I was the party guy.
See, when you were in the relationship, what stopped you from changing?
When I was in a relationship?
When you were in your relationship with your missus, like
the job and the ego. Like we've spoke about it before. Like if you're working in an office and you're working in an office of 10 men and there's no females, and you're going to work every day, there's nothing really there to look at, to want you to even value, to want to step out on your partner. When you're in a nightclub of 500 people, you're the main focal point of the night, and everyone's drinking alcohol and not in their right state of mind, and then you've got 7 or 8 girls behind you queuing up to take you home, and you can just pick whichever one you wanted and said, right, bam, let's go. It's a very, very, very tough, dark place to be, because you have to have some real strong willpower to be able to
come back out of there.
And it's not just one night of the year, it's 4 nights of the week.
Wow.
So imagine how much stress. Like we're men, we got a lot of temptation, and a lot of men, I'm going to say now 90% of men, I think, probably cheat. They do. They might get away with it, but they might do it on the side and little bits here and there. But you see me, I'm in a position where I've got them queuing up nightly, and I can get away with it, and I'm intoxicated. It's a no-brainer.
Yeah.
So the only way I can stop and try and be a better partner for the person that I'm with is by removing myself from the scenario, from the job, from the club, to become that person. But by then, it was too late, and it's just too late. Too much things had happened, and they all caught up on you, and now you have to live with the situation. So I'm stuck in Bradford, Leeds, living with my mistakes, but at the same time, the person that I am now is, to me, incredible, because I never thought I could leave that industry. I was making too much money, and I didn't think I'd be able to support my family and live without making the money. So I used to justify, well, I've got to do this because I've got to pay the rent and the bills and pay for you to go on holiday and all the rest of it. But now I've realised I'd rather be skint, broke, getting by, so I can kiss my kids every night in bed. But I just didn't realise that at the time.
How does coming from a broken home affect a child and its future relationships?
Well, I just had this conversation with my dad. Me and my dad had just been for food, and I was trying to tell him, because he was giving me advice on my situation. You know, you're in Bradford, this is what I would do. And I was trying to explain to him, like, coming from a broken home, you don't understand, from my point of view, where I'm at, because you're looking at it from your point of view. Like, and he was like, I told him a few things that I'd saw when I was younger, that he did with my mom, and the, you know, the arguments and the battles that they had. And he was like, I don't even remember that. And I'm like, I was four when one week you and my mum had a massive row, and it was banging and shouting and screaming behind a closed door, and I was like crying my eyes out, and you was just in the room shouting and screaming at each other. And then a week later, or like a few months later, you was, because they didn't live together, you was under the sheets with my mum, and I woke up in the morning and you was in the house, and that was the best feeling that I'd ever felt in the world. And then a few months down the line, you're back at the house around the corner, shouting and screaming at each other. So you don't see it from a kid's point of view. So what I'm trying to do now is I'm trying to break the mold of letting my kids see the damage that their parents are going through, because it's not their fault, and it's not their fault. So, you know, me and their mum, sometimes we really do argue, and it's mainly me who pushes the arguments in front of the kids. But it's something that I'm really working on, to try and go through texts and have them conversations, or work on my own self to become more of a listener, in the state of, okay, how does she feel about the scenario? Not just what I feel about the scenario, how does she feel about it? She's shouting and screaming at me, she's angry about it, but why is she angry about it? That's how I'm trying to look at it now. Like, I'm trying to eliminate what I've been through and what I've seen to become better, so my kids don't have to suffer the same suffering that I felt. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely. And that's the main thing, you know, because you've gone through, you know what it feels and how it is. And you don't want to put your kids through the same thing, knowingly, of how you felt. Because your dad might not have felt that when he was a child.
Yeah. He said he didn't even have any acknowledgement of it, because whatever he was going through with my mum, he's obviously just seeing red, and he's just dealing with it how he would deal with it, and not, oh, if my kids are there, how would they feel about the situation? So now, as a parent of 3 who absolutely adore my kids, I need to think, when I'm arguing with their mum in front of them, and I hear my son say, "You two stop arguing," how do I like justify that? I need to be better. So I'm consistently trying to work on becoming a better person, and it's difficult because my ego, like you said, does get in the way quite a lot. But it's something that you can't just fix overnight.
You know, as a parent now, what advice would you give to fathers struggling to maintain a positive presence in their children's lives?
I would say, go to the gym. That's my main thing in life. I swear, over the 2 years when we spoke, and I was like telling you, yeah, I'm going to the gym and I'm training, and like I'm trying to become a better person. Going to the gym clears my head for so much mental trauma that I was going through. You know, if I'm arguing with my co-parent and she's saying some nasty things to me that most men can't take, I go to the gym and I start banging out weights, and I reform my body, and I try and make myself feel better within the gym. And I swear, once you feel better within yourself, you're only going to do better for those that are around you. And I didn't understand it until I really lived it. Because all my friends, they train really hard. They were all in great shape. But I was like, oh, a lot of them probably just do it for ego, you know, to post on socials and whatever else. But I've realised all my friends mainly do it because it's a mental thing for them. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? It helps them focus and be better people. And all my friends now, they're elevating because they're better people, because that's what they work hard on themselves. So everything else that they do is easy. because they put so much strain on their body already. So I would say for those who are struggling, go to the gym, work on yourself, talk about it is also a big thing. Like with your friends, with your family, get the stuff off your chest that you want to. Don't bottle it up, and then slowly introduce that to your kids.
Yeah. See, that's one of the things that I've always had is keeping your fitness, routine going no matter what, because that technically as a man, that's what helps. Like you said, that it gives you mental clarity, because if you can put yourself through so much mental stress that there's not much left in the world that you can't take.
Yeah, is right, and that's why I've got my five goals for the year. Because if I can put myself through mental situations like not wanting to have sex, not wanting to masturbate, like once I've mastered that, then I don't need to have that fulfillment of chasing a woman. I can focus. I'm like, I've got things in place that I need to do before I can even think about that. But sometimes, because I live in Bradford and I get lonely sometimes on the night time where I'm not going to be with my kids because they're at their mum's or whatnot, I'm bored twiddling my fingers thinking, what shall I do? Let's jump on Tinder or Hinge or them dating sites and try and get a girl to like just pass the time. But when you're locked in and you're focusing on yourself, I'd rather be doing a 30-minute workout at home on the TV and putting my body through proper strain to realise, okay, I'm just tired now. I can just go to sleep. I don't even need that. It's not even exciting. I can get up at 5 o'clock in the morning and get the day done, and then by 7, I'm asleep. I don't need it. So the mental side of things, you need to make sure that you put your body through that work.
It's that priorities, isn't it?
Priorities, yeah, massively. Priorities is a big thing, and I never knew. I bought a vision board. I started writing stuff down.
Oh shit!
Monday to Sunday, daytime stuff.
Serious?
Yeah, blogging when I should blog. Like obviously I'm carnivore now, so I'm doing like food challenges, like how much I can eat of food. I'm blogging my daily fitness because it keeps me consistently going, and I don't think about anything that I shouldn't be thinking about.
What do you think of vegans?
Can't stand them.
Right, moving on.
Can't stand them.
I had a friend of mine, right? He comes to the gym and he goes, why don't you do like vegan options? Oh, what for? Why would you want a taste of chicken through something? Just eat chicken?
Yeah. I think vegans, it's just...
He had a good crack before the viewers think, it was just a joke, all right? He's a comedian. We were having a laugh. That's all, but I still don't like him.
I just don't think it's necessary. Like, don't get me wrong. If you want to be a vegan, be a vegan.
At home.
But if it works for you, it works for you.
At home.
I don't know where, anywhere.
Be vegan at home.
Anywhere.
Right?
If you want to be a vegan, be vegan. If that works for you. But for me, if there was no meat in the world,
that's it.
I would struggle.
Yeah.
Because I think, when I'm dieting, like, and I'm just eating meat and eggs and dairy, I feel light. I feel awake. I feel active.
It's different, isn't it? Because I did it for a month as well, and it's just the best thing ever.
I think it is.
250 grams of meat.
Yeah.
With the 3 or 4 eggs 3 times a day, with a bit of cheese and plenty of water.
Yeah.
And honestly, it used to go down as a treat.
Yeah.
Breakfast,
and it's not even
lunch, dinner.
It's not even the weight loss.
It's just nice.
It's just mentally and physically and how you feel about yourself.
I feel like a lion, bro.
I feel alive. I'll be honest with you. I don't want to feel too much like a lion, because lions are allowed like 3 or 4 wives. So
I'm a Muslim.
Oh yeah, you're also allowed 3 or 4 wives. Maybe I need to convert.
Yeah, no problem. We can help you with that.
Yeah, well, that's a different topic.
That's
a subject I don't want to get into.
That's a topic. That's episode 3.
Yeah.
Damian.
I'm an agnostic, by the way, so it will be a long, stressful conversation, because I have these conversations in the gym, and I've got
episode 3. Brother Damian has turned up.
I have a friend who's Jordan, who's a Christian, and Wahid, who's obviously a Muslim.
Yep.
And me, who's agnostic, who wants to believe but don't. The conversations that we have in the gym it's exhausting.
Really?
Yeah, it's very, very,
So
very exhausting.
agnostics are. Tell me a bit more about that.
So an agnostic is a person who wants to believe that there's an afterlife or whatever it is, but there's no proof, there's no scientific evidence. And until you show us the scientific evidence that there's an afterlife, then we don't believe until you can physically show us. Whereas an atheist is someone that just don't believe. So we're open to believe.
So you believe in God?
No, we don't believe in God.
Okay.
We're open to believing in God.
Okay.
So we're not closed.
But without proof.
Because I don't have the proof, me personally don't have the proof, I can't say there was or there wasn't. So it's not like I'm not a believer, but I'm also like, I'm not sure. Do you know what I mean? We don't.
So you're not a believer, but you all want to believe.
Yeah, so we want to believe, but I don't believe because there's no proof. That's an agnostic. So we're open to believing, but because there's no proof or evidence, we just don't follow that faith. Like, we haven't seen afterlife, so we don't follow.
Nobody will ever see afterlife.
No, but a lot of people believe in it.
I believe in it.
Yeah, you believe in it because you believe in God and you believe in the Quran and the Prophet. But because I'm an agnostic, there's no proof behind what they're saying to me, so I just don't believe in it. Because I could just say, well, yeah, there was a man who wrote a book, and
that book was not written by a man, by the way.
Yeah, well, these the things that agnostic people.
So no, but there's proofs of that.
There's proofs of it, but
because that book wasn't written by a man, by Muhammad. It wasn't written by because Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him, couldn't neither read or write.
Yeah, well, these are the conversations where we have to.
So it was the people that wrote for what he said, and he said what God told him. Now, when you go back into history and look at certain evidences, it's a big topic. You know, it's a
massive topic, which is why I always say
you have to link the dots, and everything makes sense with the proof.
Yeah, but that's to you. That makes sense to you.
No, it's scientifically proven.
It's not scientifically proven because we wasn't there. So we don't know if it was because you got to think scientifically proven things aren't really proof either.
99%.
Do you see what I mean?
Yeah,
they could say there's 126 bones in the body, but there might be 124 in some, 225 in someone else. It's not a scientific fact.
Mm-hmm.
So we just have to agree to disagree, because I could sit here and say, well, Mary had a baby and she never had sex. Impossible. But do you know what I mean? It's just a road that you can never go down. So I've been.
But then we believe in miracles.
Yeah,
as well.
exactly. But I've been given some books by Wahid about the Quran, which I'm reading at the moment. So I'm trying to be less arrogant and ignorant. Being more open about people's beliefs and stuff like that.
See, this is how it is. Like you can never force anything on anyone.
Yeah, but with agnostics, you don't force it because we are open.
Yeah,
we want to know.
Just generally on anyone.
We want to know. We want to know what you believe in, but because we don't know the facts ourselves, yes, we can read, but we then just have our own judgment on that. So I'm being less ignorant, and I'm starting to read a bit more of the Quran and quotes about Christianity and stuff like that as well. So I am open to get to know more about it, because I don't know much about it.
Yeah.
I just think certain things that people say to me, like the Mary situation, she gave birth to a kid without having sex, it's just not real.
Yeah,
because I've never witnessed it since.
These are miracles.
There's miracles.
There's certain miracles that happened, and when Jesus was born, peace and blessings be upon him, he spoke. No baby has ever.
This is what I'm saying, and for me, that's just not possible. So I have to be open to your miracles, but at the same time, read a bit more about it so I get an understanding. Yeah. So yeah, it's not a topic I want to stay on because it's a rough topic for a lot of different people because they have their own beliefs.
But it's one of those things. But like I says, if there's anything that I can help you with certain publications and stuff, and small bite-sized information, it helps, and so why not?
I'll slowly be taking it in 100%.
Yeah, I mean, I've given books to so many friends, and you just never ask them about it again. Then
just leave them to do their own research.
Yeah, because then it comes across that you're up to something.
Yeah, of course.
Give them the information. If they're willing to learn it, it's fine. Cool.
Yeah, there's a lot of things in there that I do agree with. Like, so it's not like I'm not open to it, because there is things in there that I do agree with. There's a lot of right and there's a lot of wrong. So it's just everyone has to find their path to get to that point.
Yeah,
I mean, some people hit rock bottom, then they find God. Some people are born into it and they're nurtured into it. Some people, like, they go through relationship troubles and they find, everyone finds their own way. So I'm just finding my way at the moment, and I'm open to it. But so some things to me aren't realistic, but at the same time, I have to be more open-minded, and I'm on that journey. And
no, it's cool, man. Good. At what point and what inspired you to make the career switch? Because we were talking about you are looking to open a gym. Yeah,
so it's crazy. Like, when I split up with my ex 2 years ago and I was down here, I had the shop. The shop was going really well. I was looking at opening up a restaurant and stuff like that. And then when I moved to Bradford and I sold up all the businesses, Bradford is a different world, let me just tell you.
Is it?
It is.
I heard about it, but I've never been.
Different world. It's like it's been put on the planet and it's its own space.
Is it like behind, like backwards?
No, they're not behind. They're actually not behind at all. But it's like very much enclosed world. Like it's its own island, but it's not in an island. It's not on an island. Do you know what I mean? It's like a big Allen Rock. That's what it's like. It's a big Allen Rock, yeah. And they're all just, everyone knows each other. So when you come into that space, who the fuck are you? Who are you? Who's this like 6 foot mixed race guy that's in our gym? And we don't know him. So it's a big change. And I've gone up there and, I'm trying to find my feet and I'm trying to just be there for my kids. And I'm like, right, okay, I can open up a restaurant up here and I can, get my feet under the table and do what I'm doing. I'm like, what the hell am I supposed to cook? These Asian people don't eat black food. Well, I can't open up a restaurant, a Jamaican shop in this Asian area. And on top of that, all you fuckers have got every single restaurant fucking going ready, set up already. And they're all to the bollocks. I step into a fucking takeaway. It's got all the fucking neon lights. It's got all the sofas that you'd probably find in a 5-star restaurant. How the hell am I supposed to set up a takeaway and make it look like a 5-star Michelin restaurant like these fuckers? And everyone's driving a fucking Lambo. So you are in this little town of Bradford. There's many restaurants. They all look like 5-star Michelin food places. The food's actually really good. It's actually half the price of Birmingham. So I'm going to a steakhouse and instead of paying £40 for a nice steak at Marco Pierre, I'm paying 20 quid at the local pub. But it looks like a Michelin star restaurant and it's half the price. How can I even compete?
Really?
And then you've all got Lambos, so you're all getting money from somewhere and you're all putting it through the restaurants and whatever else. It's impossible for me to compete because I'm just not that, I've got no bad, I'm not going down any side alleys. I'm just straight restaurant. It's impossible. So I was like, right, okay, how do I make money up here?
But I'm sure if there's no Jamaican food, it'll pop.
There's no Jamaican people.
It doesn't matter.
There's no white people.
It don't matter.
And as much as I know Allen Rock, because I know Allen Rock.
Bro, good Jamaican food you can't beat.
Yeah, but a lot of Indian people, the Asian people, they're not eating Caribbean food like that daily. One off, might go there, yeah, let's fancy some jerk chicken. But you got to think about your daily repeated custom, which is going to be your white people who want to go to Jamaica, but they can't, so they'll eat your Jamaican food. Oh, let's go get some jerk chicken, and you could give them barbecue chicken, and they wouldn't have a fucking clue if it was the same or not, right? But then you've got your Asian people that'll go, yeah, I fancy some Jamaican food today, but I won't eat it for 3 months. But sometimes I'll fancy it. Then you've got your regular Jamaican people that will eat Caribbean food like it's normal day-to-day life. Yeah. So you've got to cater for the population, and the population for me in that area, from what I see, just wasn't there. So I was like, right, I'd rather cook Italian food and pasta and whatever else, and because it's easier for a day-to-day life.
So how many black people are there in Bradford?
I've seen about 7. I'm not
In
even
7
joking.
months?
I've been seeing 1 a month, I swear. But don't get me wrong, I live on the same road as my gym, so it's like 5k. So I walk to my gym and I walk back, and I swear to God, I don't see no black people, bar my kids, my baby mum, her sister, a couple of others.
That's your regular custom?
Yeah, and they're not going to want to pay for food. She's like, you owe me food for all the shit you've done wrong. I'm getting free food forever. So it's a no-brainer. Black people food up there, just for me, was impossible. So I was like, okay, what road can I go down that is going to benefit me? It's going to give me the most time to be able to spend with my kids, and it's going to keep me at my youth the longest, to be able to be healthy, to run around, play with my kids. So I've been looking at a few things. A few of my friends have opened up gyms over the last couple of years. A couple of my friends already own gyms. Theo.
You've got to give him a shout out.
Yeah, Theo's just bought one. He's doing really well. Wahid's got one. Troy and Scott have got one. Like Nathan's got one. Shout out to Nathan. Shout out to Troy and Scott. Like, they've all got gyms, and it's not even about if the gyms are making crazy money, like, or changing their life. It's about the lifestyle that they get. They get to go to work, train, and be happy, be healthy, enjoy it with their friends as their partners, and stay young for their kids. So now I'm on the journey of fitness and trying to stay as young as possible, because obviously I'm creeping up to my 40s. So
how old are you now?
Let's not disclose. Let's not disclose that one. Late 30s, I'm gonna say. Late 30s, yeah. Because apparently, on the are we dating the same guy? I like them young, so that's some of the things that was said were just outrageous. Like, I was probably like 26 and I was probably having sex with a 22-year-old, but you like some young, but now I'm for late 30s. I just is outrageous to even fucking crazy. So yeah, late 30s. So I want to stay young. I want to stay relevant. I want to stay healthy for my kids. So what better way to try and go for a gym? So me and my business partner, shout out to Trevor Benjamin, ex-football pro. We've been sitting down, going back and forth, trying to get a gym together. And I think we're going to go in the foundry route of buying a franchise and setting up in the Yorkshire area, so I can kind of take over there and get my feet under the table.
So how does the gym franchise work? Because I know how food franchises work. In terms of, wouldn't it be better if you just had a standalone, your own?
Yeah, it would be better. I wouldn't say it would be better if you had a standalone.
Or do they put everything in and you just pay them a monthly fee? Or how does it work?
So with the franchise, it'll be a franchise like a food shop. You get the name, you get the branding, you get the same setup as all the rest of them, and they take their percent. But at the same time, you get in the connections of the branding itself, so people already know about it. You get the connections of finding the materials, the equipment. They help you set up with the...
So do you pay for the equipment, or do they pay for it?
So we pay for everything, and they take a percentage of the business. Okay. But they give you access to what equipment to buy, because every equipment in every gym is the same. Yeah. So they've got the Connect for that. They've got the Connect for all the payments online. They set you up a complete business, and they take their percentage, and then you run the gym and you operate it alongside what they do. And for me, at this stage, it's way easier for me to go down that route than to start.
It's a ready-made model.
It's a ready-made model, but you got to think I've got 3 kids. So if I'm going to go and then do all the maintenance work, find the equipment, do all that stuff, it's 17, 18-hour days again. Same as what I was doing in the shop. 17-hour days. I got no time to spend with my kids. So I need them to give me the model, build the model and the structure, and then I can maintain it with my business partner, and we can get hours set where then I can say to their kids' mum, these are the hours that I'm working every week. I can now have my kids on set days and these times, so we don't have back and forth arguments, because we argue a lot about schedules, because I'm a free spirit entrepreneur. So I work 24 hours a day. So some days I don't have my kids, but I try and make up from other days, but it's never scheduled, consistent. So it might piss her off and she's got plans, or she, and things might change. So it's awkward for her, and I understand that. So I'm trying to get to a place where we can have that balance, so we stop arguing about stupid things, you know what I mean?
So when are you looking to open?
So we've just been for the last 12 weeks we've been going back and forth about getting the money together. We've just got a bridging loan. We signed the contracts for the bridging loan next week for 350k, and then it's just about finding the venue. So we're gonna go speak to.
Is that how much is costing at 350?
No, 350 is what we borrowed.
Oh, okay.
It would cost less than that.
Okay.
But we've just had
surplus,
it was surplus and stuff. So we've just said, like, once they sign the contracts next week, we're gonna leave it down to Foundry, because they have like a guy who, finds all the properties in the right area.
Yeah.
We need to figure out which best area for us. I live in Leeds, Bradford. I like to say Leeds because, like, Bradford is its own little world. And I live in Leeds. I live in Leeds / Bradford. And he lives.
And Bradford's on the next road.
But I live. My road's called Bradford Road. That's what. So I actually live on Bradford Road. So I live on Bradford. And my partner, he lives in Newcastle. So we're trying to find a balance in between there. So like somewhere it's a good area, highly populated, that can work for both of us, so it's not too far, and we can bounce off each other and get things started. So we're looking around about Middlesbrough way, that kind of way. So
nothing there though, is there, at the moment?
I don't know. There's an Ultraflex in Leeds. I don't know if you ever heard of Ultraflex.
I have.
Big competition, but they've got a massive size unit. With Foundry, they sit in the middle. They're not a Pure Gym or a JD, but they're not a wellness centre. You David Lloyd's. Yeah. They're a nice space in the middle.
It's nice. I've been to a few of them. They're nice gyms.
They're amazing gyms.
Really good gyms.
I've just went to Theo's gym yesterday, and to see him doing so well, like, it's a proud moment. Like, that's cool, he's at his gym. It's fresh. It's set up. Like, I'm happy for him.
I need to go see him, man.
You should go see him.
I've been meaning to go. I'll message him I'm coming this weekend or this time. Something always comes up and you think, okay, fine.
Yeah, it's the same as Troy and Scott. They've got their gym set up, beautiful gym inside. Like, it's so good to see my friends doing so well and something that they really enjoy. And I was lost for a long time in the party scene because the money was so good, but I knew deep down that I was getting controlled by I was getting controlled by the evilness inside, and it wasn't going to last forever. So now, thank God, COVID hit. Blessed me to come and step out and do something way better with my life, so my kids can be proud of me. And that's all that I ever want. That's my main goal, making my kids proud, where they say, "Daddy, like, we're proud of you." And that's
how does your family react to now that you are finished all of that stuff? Now you're gonna go into the gym, the fitness scene. How do your kids kind of look towards that?
My eternal family, as in my kids, they don't really know what's happening. They're 7, 5, 3. So they're just enjoying life right now. Do you know what I mean? I'm just trying to make
Bradford.
They're loving it.
That is Bradford, so you should never go there.
Well, their schools are on the outside of Bradford, so it's very like commercial where they go. But I think they're at an age where they don't really know what's going on. They're just happy. Like, mommy's there, daddy's there. Whenever we were with mommy, we're happy. Whenever we daddy, we're happy. Like, they live in a nice bubble. Do you know what I mean?
And that's what you want.
Me and their mum try and create that for them. Sometimes we bicker and whatnot, but we try and create that bubble for them. So then they never really know what's going on. Do you know what I mean? Like,
it's best.
Yeah.
They're just too
hopefully
young.
when they get to a certain age, 15, 16, and the gym's set up and it's running, I can say, look, this is what I do, this is where I'm at,
And they're more understanding.
Yeah, then they will be understanding. Now, I can say to them, daddy's not here this week, he's working away for 3 days. In one ear, out the other, they just know that I'm not around for 3 days because I'm working. Doesn't matter where I'm working or what I'm doing, they just know that that's where I am. So, yeah, for them now, it's just a case of as long as they've got us around and they've got the support, that's all that matters. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely. Now, I want to move over to finding real happiness.
Yeah.
What does true happiness look like for you now? And how has that definition changed over the years?
So I think what I've taken from where I was at 2 years ago in the last conversation that we had, like I was so pushing for bringing the family back together, and I was so intent on that was the main goal. Like I didn't see another picture. Now, because I've been working on myself, I've been going to the gym and I've been trying to become a better person, I'm happy. I'm like, men, we know as men, we can take care of ourselves.
Yeah.
We don't need anything else. Do you know what I mean? We can build, we can bake, we can cook, we don't need anyone, but we like the feeling of being loved. We like the feeling of being nurtured and like, how was your day? So don't get me wrong, like if a woman can step into my life and give me the things that I'm looking for, then happily I would move at a slow pace to be able to do that, because I don't want anyone around my kids. But at the time, to right now, it doesn't interest me. I went out for my friend's birthday and New Year's Day. I went into a bit of a frenzy with it because there was a situation that happened and I thought, this is exactly why I am the way I am. So I'll tell you a bit about the situation, like, and why I don't really need a woman. I'm happy with my kids. I'm happy with me. I went out New Year's Day. There was everyone, you know, girls around, boys around, was drinking, whatnot. I wasn't really drinking that much because it was New Year and whatever. There was girls on our table who was talking to some guys. Now I did post this on my social media, so people might have watched this already. And they were all dancing with my friends and talking to my friends and whatnot. And these were obviously the single girls. Now there was a girl just standing opposite the table, just like miserable, not saying much. And I was like, oh, if you want to sit down, you know, feel free to sit on the table. She was like, I don't want to disrespect my man. I ain't sitting on no guy's table. My man will feel disrespected, whatnot. I was like, all right, no problem. Like, you know, no problem. Yeah, enjoy your night. Like, you know, back in the day, I would have been on a different level. Like I said, I said on my Instagram, I said, I probably would have poured vodka in her face, or, you know, I'd have been a bit wild with it. And I was like, all right, no problem. Do you? Like later on through the night, everyone's partying. All her friends are still on the table. They're all helping themselves to the vodka, whatnot. I've gone to the toilet. I've come back. The girl's sitting on the back of the table. I'm laughing. I'm like, hold on. A minute ago, you said, I ain't sitting on no one's table because I don't want to disrespect my man. So now you're sitting on the table. So I'm a bit...
That's my Jada, get up.
I'm very sassy. I'm still a bit sassy. So I was like, I sat opposite her and I was like, I thought you said you didn't want to sit on anyone's table. And started laughing. And she's like, oh, you're cheeky, you're cheeky. She's like, my feet are hurting. So in my head, I'm thinking, all it takes is for your feet to hurt, for you to disrespect the guy that is at home in bed, for you to then sit on guys' table and start getting approached by the guys who own that table. I was baffled. But it was an industry that was in so much.
You didn't realize.
I didn't see it. So don't get me wrong, she wasn't disrespecting no guy. She didn't speak to no guys or whatnot. Mm-hmm. But like, she felt that she could talk to me because I wasn't hitting on her. There was guys coming over to the table hitting on her. Later on through the night, she's drinking more alcohol. She's now taking drinks from the table and she's drinking them.
Oh shit.
And I'm like, hold on. 5-6 years ago, I could now move to this and take her home and do what I'm doing. But I'm in my head, I'm sitting there in the club and I'm thinking, this is why I don't want girls like you. I will never find girls like you in this place. Why am I here? In fact, why are you here? If your feet are hurting and you don't want to disrespect your man and all your friends are single and they're all jumping on guys' tables and looking to go home with guys, go home. What are you doing here? So it really played on my mind for a week.
What Tate talks about as well, doesn't he?
About
Andrew Tate, about, you know, the whole scenario of women being in the wrong situations and then expecting a guy to do X, Y, and Z. But if nothing happens, it's it's always the guy's fault.
Yeah, it's the guy's fault. So you're going to have guys that are going to be hitting on her left, right and centre, and she's probably going to go home saying, went out last night, 15 guys hit on me, they don't realise I've got a man. Yeah, but you're forgetting that you're sitting on a guy's table, you're drinking the guy's drinks, so you're opening up yourself to be approachable to them guys. And I was just like, I was in awe. And then I thought to myself, you know what? Now I understand why my kid's mum probably don't want me back. Because there's 50 more like me in this club right now. I'm looking around because I'm sober. I've had like 3 vodkas. I'm sober. And I'm seeing 50, 60 mixed race guys, all decent looking, all got their little high tops, all got their nice fitted shirts on, like 3 stone lighter than me, walking around the club, you know, grabbing up girls and be like, hey babe, what you do? And you're giving them all the speech. And I'm like, that was me 7 years ago, 8 years ago.
It's cringe.
It's like, who am I? Who am I? I'm not special. But back then I thought I was the fucking dog's bollocks. So now that I'm taking myself out of the scenario and I'm looking back and I'm thinking, I'm grabbing up all these girls, but like, I should have just watered my own grass.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And these girls, they're all saying, I don't want him. But really, they want the attention. They want the attention. That's why they're half naked on social media in their bikinis, posting, oh, I'm just on holiday in Ibiza. But really, you could have posted on Ibiza with a fucking towel wrapped around you. Why you got to show us your bikini? Because you want the attention. And now I'm at a stage in life where them girls just don't interest me anymore. And my journey is taking me to a place where if I find a girl that can be nurturing and caring and she doesn't need the attention of all the other stuff, then I can let her come and join me on my journey. But right now, as a man, and as most men, we're satisfied by ourselves. And as long as we look after our kids,
that's it.
What more do we care about? And when you get to the stage of learning to control the celibacy, which is why I put that in place, now I'm not even interested or care about, I haven't had sex for ages, because I don't need it. If I would rather somebody come into my life who's gonna blow my brain up here rather than blow me down there. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? That's the be all and end all.
Oh, what number was that on? You need to mute that shit.
I don't know. We're just
1 minute, 19 seconds.
That's the intelligence of it. I'd rather somebody blow it up there than rather down there now. And that's where I'm at in life.
Moving on. Swiftly. What motivates you to keep striving to improve yourself?
Oh, that's the easiest question ever. My kids. Like, before I had kids, I was lost. I was nowhere. Now I've got my kids. I try and do my cold punch every day, and I try and read a sentence or a paragraph or a phrase that can help me better my motivation and my life skills for my kids. They keep me motivated every day because now I've got someone else to do it for. I'm not just doing it for me. I'm doing it for them. They've got to see the progress. They've got to see what, a lot of me, I'm going to put into them.
Yeah.
So I've got to be the best version of myself to be able to put back into my children.
Can you share a moment where you realized you needed to make a significant change to grow? What was that moment where you thought, shit, I'm losing everything now? This could be after your separation or before your separation. It could be like that moment you think, I need to change.
Okay, well, every time I see my daughter, she looks like her mum.
Yeah.
And every time I see my daughter, I just want to strangle her a little. Because she looks so much like her mum.
Headlines.
Like my little Mina, I just want to...
No, don't say that. People will take that out of context.
I'm just joking. I'm just joking.
Every time I look at my daughter, I feel like strangle her. That's the clip that you're going to have.
You look like your mum too much. No, that's... No, I'm only joking.
Yeah.
No, I'm only joking.
It's going to be like that just 5 seconds. Look at this Damian guy now.
No, that was a joke. That was a completely.
Please watch the whole episode.
Yeah, that was a joke
to understand this context.
Okay, so the moment I changed to wanting to become better, I think, was when my kid's mum, I think, left the house and went and lived somewhere else, and it went, a week goes by and I'm in this big 4-bed house by myself. I was like, wow, you really fucked up here. No more goodnight kisses to the kids, no more cuddles in bed with your kid's mum. No matter what you'd done, she was there. Like, I think that was the moment, having the big old empty house, and like,
it means nothing.
Yeah, what I've done all this hard work to get this house, and now I've got it for no one. I need to figure out what I'm doing, where I'm going wrong, who I am, and if I don't, I'm gonna go down a long, slippery road, and it ain't gonna be easy. So I was like, luckily, touch wood, COVID happened, and it kept me out of the clubs, and it kept me from, like, okay, they've all gone over there, but I can just go out and just drink my problems away. So I removed the alcohol, I removed the clubbing scene, started going to the gym more, being around more positive people, and that's where I thought, you know what, okay, I remember who I am before the alcohol. Because, you know, I was a footballer, I had good morals, I had, like, good upbringing, you know,
discipline.
I had a lot of trauma along the way like everybody else does, but I had good discipline, and I lost myself in all the party stuff. So now, when it was taken away from me and I moved on, I revisited myself and I found myself again. And now I've gone even deeper because I've moved to Leeds / Bradford to Bradford slash Leeds. To now be out of every environment.
True.
No ego, no people calling me cherry, no people saying
egging you on.
Egging me on. No, there's no, like, I don't have to be this guy. Do you know what I mean? I can just be the normal timid 5'11", 6 foot.
Damian.
Yeah, Damian. I could be anyone. Do you know what I mean? And I can start again and I can build my character again, and it's a great feeling.
Yeah.
Like, so, you know, that's why we're pushing on and we're making it, even though it's a big change and it's difficult.
You went to Thailand as well, didn't you?
Yeah, I went to Thailand. We spoke about that in the last one. I went to Thailand. I go every year.
Yeah.
I go and do Thai boxing.
Your legs look tanned. Where you been?
Went to Tenerife, and one experience that was.
Tell us more.
Obviously, like,
share your moments.
You know how it is. You like.
I don't. I've never been to Tenerife.
See, when you're single and you're kind of like, you know, you're finding yourself, and sometimes you're looking to replace what you've lost. You do stupid stuff. So back, you know, this was end of last year. You know, I was still making mistakes like we all do, and I've been speaking to this girl for a few months, and I'd never actually met her. She's from London, but like, met her on Hinge. She's give me her Instagram. She's posting photos of her Instagram. Oh, she's bad. She's bad, like bad, body, hair, mixed race, bad. I was like, oh, she's gonna solve all my problems. She's gonna solve them all. You know what I mean? Like, in my head is like a replacement. You know what I mean? For what I'm looking for, what I'm pushing for, and I'm pushing for, like, I was still at the time pushing for my kids and my relationship, but she's gonna change all my problems, and I was still looking for somebody else to change my problems instead of my changing myself. So I was like, right, okay, I'll tell you what we'll do. First time we meet, let's be spontaneous. Like, tickets to Tenerife were like £14-15 return.
Really?
Yeah, it was like, because it was last minute and it was Christmas time. So I was like, right, we'll book some tickets and we'll meet at the airport in Tenerife for the first time. So she's like, yeah, cool, okay, I'm on it. And then I'm watching her, because obviously she hasn't posted much pictures on her Instagram. So I'm watching her stories. I've got a WhatsApp number and she's posting on WhatsApp. But she's posting stories on her WhatsApp from like 3 years ago. But I didn't know this at the time.
Okay.
So I'm like, oh, what are you doing today? She's like, I'm going to the gym. But then she'll post a story that she's walking to the gym.
Don't tell me she turned up like she was fat.
Yeah. So this... So it's not even, okay, it's not even that she was fat. She wasn't fat, yeah. She wasn't fat. No,
were you walking and eating at the same time going to the gym?
Right, let's just get something clear. She wasn't fat, yeah. She wasn't fat. but
Trauma.
she was a lot bigger than what she was posting. Right.
Is that why you? I said, hang on, my ticket is 15 quid. Why is yours £30?
I was.
I'll tell you later.
I was very, very much baffled. I got to the airport, seen her. I was like, she still had a really pretty face. Like, don't get me wrong, she was still an attractive girl, but I was just in a bit of shock because, like, what she was posting, she was probably like a size 10, and then she was probably like a 14, 16.
Oh shit.
And I was like, but don't get me wrong, when she was in her clothes, you remember she got clothes on, she got gym wear on. You can hide it well.
Yeah, because it's all tight
and whatnot. Yeah. So we got to the hotel now, we've checked in. She's got naked straight away. She just got naked, took her clothes off straight away. Like, we're going out for dinner. Like, obviously it's the first time we've ever met. Boom, naked. She's had a shower, because I'm getting ready to go out. She's naked in the room. She's naked in the room and I'm like, wow. This is a bit big for me. Like, this, I'm not used to this. It's a bit big for me. And I was a bit like, oh fuck. I don't know how to say. I don't want to say anything because I don't want to be a bad guy. Do you know what I mean? I'm trying to be a good, positive person, whatnot. Just ignore it. So I tried to go with it for the first couple of days. You know, I thought, you know what, I'm here now. I might as well have a little go. And obviously she was like, oh, I'm trying to be good on the first night. And then because she said that, I was like, okay, that's it for me. I ain't gonna try again because I'm already annoyed.
Yeah.
But I was just trying to go with it. And then, you know, later on we're supposed to be there for 4 days. We got on. She was a nice girl, but I just couldn't get past the situation. So I was like, you know what, babe?
The handles. Couldn't get past.
I couldn't get past it. So I was like, you know what, babe? Catching an early flight home. So I ended up catching a flight 2 days early and going home. And then she was like, what was this? What was wrong? I said, you know what, I feel like you lied to me a little bit here. You've not shown me the real person. She was like, well, that's your fault for not checking, you know, the same old stuff. Then she started saying stuff like, you know, well, I would never date a guy who's got kids and all. So we got into a bit of like a heated discussion, but then we kind of like sorted it out. I tried to just leave it as best we could. And I didn't want to, you know, like disrespect her in too much of a way without saying, you know, like, you're a bit bigger than what I expected. It's a very touchy subject for females in general. Yeah. So I was trying to go around it the best way, but there's no positive way around it.
Just having like a fuel to go around this way. Just like, or go around that way.
I'm just like, you know what? The best thing to me is just go home.
Just go home.
So I just caught a flight home, and then I just realised that at that point, like, I'm still trying to look for someone else to fill the gaps and the holes of what I don't even need, the fulfillment I don't need. I need to fill it myself.
Like validation.
I was looking for her personally at that time to fill the relationship what I was probably missing with the kid's mum that was chasing so much. Well, if she can't give it me, this girl can give it me, and I'll feel I'll feel fulfilled. But now I've realised I don't need any woman to feel fulfilled. I can do it myself, and it's got me to that stage now to be able to understand it.
That's too funny, man.
It's crazy. I was dating all sorts of girls, like, just to get that feeling of.
So what was your reaction when you first time saw her at the airport?
It's not just her, it was just girls in general, you know.
No, I'm not talking about like just her, right? Because now that you saw something else, and now you just rocked up, giving it all 10, going Tenerife.
Yeah.
And now you're like, shit, hang on, is that the same?
Yeah, you know what? Actually, I can't lie. She was a pretty girl. So, like, the face, basically for her, spoke volumes. You know, like me now, like, I'm an attractive guy at my age, but, like, I think my face carries me more than, like,
your body.
My body.
Yeah, of course.
Do you know what I mean? So, in her head, like, from my perspective, she knew she was a pretty girl.
Yeah.
She knew she could get attention from loads of guys. So if she let herself go a little bit, it doesn't really matter because she knows she's an attractive person. So it was just for me, where I was at the time, I was really looking for that girl to be better than my kid's mom, or, you know, it was still the ego in the back of my mind thinking, like, she is that girl, that replacement. But really, I shouldn't even care about her weight. It shouldn't even be a question. As long as she's a nice person and she, you know, But still, I was in that space where the ego was there, and I was like, I need this for this reason. I need this to be able to show her, look what I've got. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So now I'm like,
just to kind of get back.
yeah,
at her.
to get back. Like it's like a thing that.
What do they call it? A rebound. They call it like a rebound thing.
It's like a rebound, but it's like a fuck you. You don't
Yeah.
want me, but look what I've got instead, and
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
better.
yeah.
Now, I'm in a space where I wouldn't care if the girl that I was seeing was better looking or worse looking than my ex-partner, as long as she was fulfilling the needs that I needed. And that now makes me know that I'm comfortable and happy being by myself, being alone, and not searching for something for a different reason. If I'm gonna get it, it's for the reasons that I need it for, which is growth, and I've had to hold myself accountable for these things.
I've got a few questions here. I've got some random cards.
Okay.
Right, and they're just random questions. So, my first question to you is, what does it mean to be successful?
What does it mean for me to be successful? What does it mean for me to be successful?
Yeah.
To know that my kids have got everything they need, and to make sure that they have the best journey in life to get to where they need to go. That's success to me. Making sure my kids are raised properly.
And second question. Now that your hometown is Bradford, this has literally just come up.
Yeah.
I haven't even chosen. Literally just come up. No joke. If you were showing a foreigner around your hometown of Bradford, where would you take them?
If I was to show them round,
Yeah. So
in Bradford or Birmingham?
no, your hometown now is Bradford.
So where would I take them? Where would I take them? Bradford's. You know what? I'd probably take them to where the wedding banquets are, because on the road where I live, there's banquet suites either side, and every day there's like weddings happening, and the Ferraris and the Lambos are all down, and everyone's doing
Just
like,
that one part.
yeah,
What about
because
the rest of it?
No, because that's the part where I think, you know, it'd be exciting to see, all because they have like parties up and down the streets, and it's like a good environment to show. I think that would be good, pretty good.
Okay, that's fine. And the last one is, what is your favorite childhood memory?
My favorite childhood memory is when I signed for West Bromwich Albion.
Favorite?
It was like, I remember it like it was clear as day. I was 7 years old. I was playing.
Same age as your son now, right?
No, my son's 3. My daughter's 7.
Oh, right, okay. So you got two daughters,
two
older
daughters,
than, and then a son?
Yeah, son's a baby.
Oh, right, okay.
I was 7 years old. I was playing for Tamworth Tigers, they were called at the time. And I was like, our manager at the time set up a friendly against West Brom. 8-a-side, mini games.
Yeah.
I was striker at the time, banging in goals left, right, and centre, like against these West Brom players. So I was just like playing for Tamworth Tigers, banging in goals left, right, and centre, taking them on. I was like, how? Obviously now I'm older. I was like, how are these guys signed for West Brom? I'm ripping them a new arsehole. Like, I was faster, better touch, better finisher. And then a couple of weeks later, I got a phone call from the manager, and he was like, West Brom want you to come in and
Play for them?
no, they want you to have a trial. They want to see how you get on in their team. Went and had a trial. It was 6 weeks trial. There was me and 5 other lads: Adam Coe, Joe Boggild, Matthew the goalkeeper, Tom Shakespeare. I'm not sure who. There's one more, and we all went on trial 6 weeks. We all played. I was fucking phenomenal. I was banging goals in. I was turning, like, playing against Notts Forest, Arsenal, you know, all these other teams. And after 6 weeks, 3 of us got signed.
Serious?
Yeah, me, Adam Coe, and Matt the goalkeeper. And that was the best. I went to the office. They sat me down in a room. Still remember it like it was yesterday. It was like, we want to take you on. You're gonna train Tuesdays and Thursday nights, and you're gonna play Sunday mornings. And I lived in Tamworth.
Sick.
And it was like a big commitment for my parents to be able to take me there every day. Shout out to my dad. like he took me to training majority of the time and made sure, you know, that
Things were happening.
I got the journey. Do you know what I mean? Because I could have gone down another path.
Yeah.
And that was the best experience of my life, by far.
It's amazing.
It was.
Well, if you haven't yet watched our first podcast, we talk about that in detail.
Yeah.
About your childhood and stuff, and how things evolved from being a footballer to everything else. So do check that one out. It's then you'll understand better where this podcast is going.
Yeah, of course.
We're thinking of making a trilogy.
we're gonna have to. I think we're gonna have to. As long as we don't talk about religious things in there.
It might be.
It might be. Hopefully by then I might have read up on some things that were.
It might be Brother Damian by then.
You never know. You never know.
With a thobe and a hat.
You never know. But yeah.
But Cherry Boy, it's always a pleasure.
Yeah, it's been a pleasure.
You know,
I love coming on and opening up and having these conversations.
Yeah.
It's good to see someone on the platform that's, you know, listening to people's real life stories and getting people's opinions on
100%.
stuff. So yeah, it's always a pleasure to come down.
It's nice, you know. It's just, you know, like you said, and I've always said that the whole point of this is somebody might make that improvement through your journey, through your story, and what to do and what not to do. And lastly, before we leave, one piece of advice that you would give someone who's maybe, you know, going through a family problem, like something like your own, and what would you say to them?
I think the best advice I can give someone in that scenario is don't always look at it from just your perspective. So if you're arguing, if you're in a co-parent situation or you're arguing with family members, like you're going to have your way of thinking about the situation and you're going to have your beliefs about the situation, but you need to be open-minded and understand how they feel about the situation and why they feel like that. Because as much as you think you're right, it doesn't mean you're always right. So be a bit more open-minded to the situation so you could probably move on and, you know, like make the situation a lot easier and you can get past it. So I would say be more open-minded, because I was just very closed book. I was very, if I'm right and I believe I'm right, there's nothing you can tell me that's going to change my mind.
Yeah.
But now I've realised, okay, if I'm right, if I feel I'm right, how do you feel about the scenario and why do you think you're right in the scenario? Tell me about it. Let me hear your thoughts. Okay, well, I agree with that a bit. So maybe you are also right. Maybe we're right together, but we're just not getting the message across.
Yeah.
And that's where I think that's what I would give to someone in my shoes.
Well, thank you very much for coming.
No worries, it's been a pleasure, as usual.
You know, it's always nice to have you on, and it's great fun.
As always.
Fun and, you know...
deep and fun at the same time.
Deep, fun, emotional, inspiring, and, you know, it just goes to show that no matter what you go through life, you can still pick yourself up.
Of course.
And move forward.
And don't underestimate the mistakes that you made just because...
8 years ago. Just because it's on some Facebook group.
Yeah, because of the mistakes that you made doesn't mean that you can't
move forward. Some people might not let you, or they might still hold you for the things that you did. But as long as you have dealt with it yourself and you forgive yourself for the things that you did and you've learned to live with them, you can still become a better person. And you can be an amazing person. Yeah.
And it's growth. You just can't let people hold you back and hold you to where you were 5, 6, 7 years ago.
Especially on the internet.
You just internet, family, you know, because don't get me wrong, like not in my scenario, but there'd be family members where, you know, you could be on road and doing naughty stuff. Your family like that you're that way inclined, and then you want to do good stuff, but they're trying to remind you how good stuff was when you was doing the naughty stuff, because they prefer you down and out.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And they're close people around you. So you can grow by yourself without anyone. You don't need anybody else. As long as you forgive your stuff for what you did, you just got to keep growing and let it go. And that's where I'm at now. 2025. Let's fucking go.
What date is it today? Next year we're coming again. What date is it?
It is.
Shall I book you in the 3rd episode next year?
The 12th of January.
12th of January. Z. Booking the next
7
next
days
episode.
celibate. You know what I mean? Not even an itch.
Booking the 12th of January 2026. We'll have this conversation again.
Same conversation. See if we've got the gym. See if we're set up. See if we're motivated. See if we are there moving forward. Maybe I'll bring one of my kids with me.
Yeah, man. Definitely.
See if she can tell you a bit about me as well.
Yeah.
That'll be a good
But
episode.
you don't make sure you don't tell her not to.
No, I won't tell her anything. She's got her own mind. She'll speak it.
That'd be amazing, to have her on.
Yeah, definitely.
Amazing. It's just because coming from somebody else is a different perspective.
Yeah, of course, 100%. And you'll get to know the real me as much as I can sit here and talk about who I want to become and try and show people that that's the person that I'm becoming. The nearest person to me can tell you the truth, especially at her age. She tells me I'm fat all the time.
Well, I could have told you that as well, but I was just trying to be nice.
Yeah, but all my friends say, you look well, you look good.
They're lying, bro.
I tell them, stop fucking lying. Stop lying. I take a video of myself every day. I haven't got a six pack like you. Stop fucking lying. Because my daughter tells me every day, Daddy, why you got a fat belly? Every single day. So
Daddy loves his chicken too
know
much.
What I mean?
But we're in Bradford now. Dad doesn't need to cook it anymore because no one here is going to eat it.
You have to follow the people that are telling you the truth.
Yeah, man. You know honestly, 100%.
So yeah, I'll try and bring her next year. She'll be 8, so it should be a good age to tell her own story about her dad.
100%. That'd be wicked, man.
Wicked, man.
D, thank you very much.
No worries. I appreciate coming, man.
And we'll see you soon, man.
Definitely.
Thank you.
Bye bye.